Good afternoon, Duta BPJS Kesehatan all over in Indonesia. Welcome everyone to the Initiative National Debate Competition INDC 2024. Give round of applause first. It's good to see you all here again. So this is the fourth day of this very exciting season. And I would like to remind you again that you are joining the round 32, session 2, room A. So today we will witness an exciting match between debaters Magelang from Kantor Cabang Magelang Kedeputian Wilayah 6 versus Sustainability Squad from Kantor Cabang Bandung Kedeputian Wilayah 5. First and foremost, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Vika Christina Panjaitan, Vika for short. I'm from BPJS Kesehatan Kantor Cabang Karawang. And I will be your moderator for today and lead the session until the end. And I also accompanied by team from Corporate University to help me operate and timer to run this session smoothly. And then I would like to introduce our today's incredible adjudicators. We have 3 adjudicators for today's session. First adjudicator is Mr. Hendra. How are you, sir?
Hi, never been better.
Are you excited for today's session?
I hope the hot debate for today have time for enjoy it.
Okay, thank you, sir. And then our second adjudicator, Miss Dena. How are you, ma'am?
Hello, Vika. I'm great, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And our third adjudicator, Miss Mardiana. How are you, ma'am?
Hello, everyone. We're really waiting for the best game tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you once again for joining this session. And we would like to say sorry for waiting. And please let us know if there's something to clear out. And ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, here we have 2 teams that are ready for the match. Allow me to introduce them to all participants. First team is Debaters Magelang as Affirmative House. Hello. I want to hear all the supporters from Debaters Magelang. Please unmute your mic and make some noise.
Wey, semangat,
Magelang. Okay, thank you. We have Mr. Diko Andriandi as the first speaker. Can you test your mic, please?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. And then we have Miss Arumdika, the second speaker.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. And we have Mr. Rizky Akbar as the third speaker.
Yes, pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Okay. With Miss Maya Susanti as their honorable counselor. Hello, ma'am.
I think Miss Maya still unable to join us.
Okay, that's okay. And then we're moving to the opposition house, the negative house, Sustainably Squad. To the supporter, please unmute your mic and make some noise. Sounds like hundreds of people are there. Okay. We have Miss Kartika Gilang as the first speaker. Hello.
Hello, Miss Vika. Hello, everyone.
Miss Amelia Ibrahim as second speaker.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all.
Okay, and Mr. M. Firman as the third speaker.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, with Miss Gracie as their honorable counselor. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. Thank you,
Hello,
Miss
ma'am.
Vika.
Yeah. Okay, to all the audience, the chat box is all yours. Everyone is open to give your support and cheer to your favorite team. But remember, it's a safe space, so please keep it positive and be kind. And then, before we start, allow me to read some small rules for all participants. Number 1, No participants are allowed to open their microphones before their own turn. 2, team members must rename themselves with format team name underscore first, second, or third, and team name underscore counselor. Number 3, each team member joins with their own Zoom account, not allowed to join in sharing account. Number 4, the operator may do necessary things to make sure that the station runs smoothly.
Okay, done, Mrs. Vika.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And speakers, are you ready? Please, I would like to
Excuse me, Miss Vika, but I think
the timer.
the order is not right, I guess, because the second speaker is from
Mr.
my affirmative house is sustainability squad, so it's not
Oh yeah,
really.
yeah.
Is it
The
actually
second
plot
speaker.
We
twist?
change side.
Yeah,
We
is there
changed the
anything?
rules.
Is it some kind of plot twist or something? Because we need to change the whole narrative for this.
Yeah. Okay, the second and the third speaker. Okay. It's already in the right order, right? The first, second, and third speaker of each teams. Are you ready?
Let's
Okay, we're
do
sorry
this.
for the technical issues. Speakers, use your time well. The timer, please help me to set the timer. The first chance of speaking comes to the first speaker of affirmative side. Are you ready? Your time begins once you start speaking.
Good night, everyone. Dear our fellow adjudicator and our friends from Sustainability Squad. I would like to elaborate you why government should giving a financial help for its financial gambling victim. According to a study that held by Kalamputra in 2021, gambling and poverty is inseparable factor that always relate to one another. One of the main things that always connect is based on how the reward is given gave to the gambler no matter what the risks are, especially when the victim came from a middle to low income sector that unable to access a proper education. Data from BPS shows that only 12% from our total population earn bachelor degree, and people with lower degree tend to dissipate their health status, whether or financial status. With the lure offered by the gambling websites, someone with lack of general knowledge and proper education will fall into this trap. And also, when a family is not exposed by sufficient financial literacy hit by a financial crisis, most will likely find the fastest way to recollect money, such as gambling, for sure, as stated by Brahmana in 2023. This is where government comes to ensure its citizens' life quality. According to 1945 Constitution, Article 34, Paragraph 1, state that every poor person and neglected child is cared for by the state. This means that the state needs to overlook the victim caused by gambling because the victim mostly came from the children and wives that from gambler that doesn't really know what the problem are and will hesitate to do what's right. Government is targeting this segment to improve its general citizens' life quality while also ensure that the gambler and bookies receive a proper punishment, prohibiting gambling victim from getting financial help or health support will only doing harm rather than good, and also by giving them support on rehabilitational process, whether set on financial or educational matter that state in Constitution number 13 year 2011 will be giving a robust understatement about how bad gambling and will be explained further by second and third speaker. This is why this house believes that the government should giving financial help for victim gambling. Thank you.
Thank you. You use your time very well. And the next is the first speaker of negative side. Your time begins once you start speaking.
As the negative team, we strongly oppose affirmative's motion. We argue that while the harms caused by online gambling are real and significant, providing direct financial help is not the most effective or responsible approach regardless their social status. So, as the first speakers, I will present Indonesian law on online gambling and the introduction on responsibility and effectiveness of financial assistance to those who are affected by online gambling. And Amelia, as the second speaker, will build on these points by presenting detailed arguments and evidence, emphasizing alternative solutions such as preventive measures and comprehensive support services. While Firman, as the third speaker, will focus on rebutting the affirmative arguments, highlighting the weaknesses in this motion. So, Indonesian government has proven to step in preventing online gambling by having regulations in Law Number 11 of 2008 concerning electronic information and transactions, Chapter 7, Article 27, Paragraph 2, which states online gambling as a prohibited act. It is also mentioning in sanctions in Article 45, Paragraph 1, and Article 52, Paragraph 4 of the law. Various obstacles faced by the government in eradicating online gambling in Indonesia. And research shows that the Ministry of Communication and Information has been struggling to block online gambling websites, more than 84,000 sites in 2018, which doubled to more than 160,000 sites in 2023. So our first argument centers on the notion of personal responsibility. Research of the lived experience of financial harm from gambling in Australia shows that the gambling industry and many government policies frame gambling as an issue of personal choice and responsibility. This perspective encourages individuals to make informed decisions about their gambling behavior, which is reinforced through public messaging and harm minimization strategies. Promoting personal responsibility is crucial because it places the commitments on individuals to manage their gambling habits rather than relying on external financial aid. Secondly, providing financial assistance to gamblers might recklessly enable continued problematic behavior. Research of impacts of gambling problems on partners' interpretations said that if individuals are aware that they will receive financial support after incurring losses, it will reduce the perceived consequences of gambling. This can lead to further financial irresponsibility and deepening addiction. Enabling such behavior is counterproductive and does not address the root cause of the problem. That's all from me.
Thank you. You still have 10 seconds. That's enough?
That's enough. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. And then the second speaker of affirmative team, your time begins once you start speaking.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and honorably adjudicator. Let me explain our point of view. The online gamblers may be receive social assistance as long as they are eligible by the complete requirements set by government had written on Constitution number 13, 2011, Article 2 that written, handling of the poor is based on humanity, social justice, non-discrimination, well-being, solidarity, and empowerment. Between 2017 until 2022, according to Financial Transaction Reports and Analysis Center, show the number of online gamblers are 2.76 million individuals. As many as 2.19 million of them are low-income individuals with profile of students, university students, labor, farmer, housewife, and private employees. That explain almost 80% online gamblers need financial or social support. As spoken by first speaker, country has an obligation to take care for the poor. Then research that shown a significant number of lower income people who becomes online gamblers. We strongly believe the online gamblers are reasonable to get social assistance for them and their wife, children, and parents. We consider the victims are the online gamblers who suffer financial losses, both for themselves or their family. Online gambling risks the future, both one's own future, the future of the family, and the future of our children. And for the victim, the online gamblers themselves especially lead them to get more serious problems like financial issue, stress, relationship with family and friends, and mental health issue. If we, our country, our government don't give solution for them, it could be getting worse. So our team completely agree by providing online camera social assistance for those suffer from the effect of the nasty habit. The government pays attention to many bad things that happen as a result of online gambling. Certainly, government do strictly controlling and monitoring the using of social assistance, supporting them by giving their children full access to education, health guarantee to their families, and include empowering online gamers to community service activities would be helpful for them and society. Besides this, government also should be focused on educating the public about the danger and risk of online gambling, like first speaker from the other
Okay,
side say.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am. Your time's up. And the next is the second speaker of negative team. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay, thank you, the moderator. Addressing the harm caused by
Oh,
online
I'm
gambling.
sorry. I'm sorry,
Yes?
ma'am. I think the time is not set up yet.
Oh, okay. I'll be
Sorry.
wait. I'll be wait.
Okay. For our operator, please set our timer. Okay, your time begins once you start speaking.
Thank you. We from Negative House still oppose the affirmative House motions because government financial assistance is not the most effective solution for addressing the harms caused by online gambling. Because the research uploaded by Oxford in 2022 impacts of gambling problems on partners indicates that while gambling problems significantly impacts families through financial loss, emotional distress, and relationship erosion, family focus and gambler focused treatments are more effective than direct financial assistance because intervention that involve family support and counseling have been shown to mitigate the negative effects more holistically. The evidence shows that the comprehensive support services such as counseling and rehabilitation programs are more beneficial in addressing gambling addictions and its consequences. These services provide the necessary tools for individuals to overcome their addictions and rebuild their lives without fostering dependency on government aid. And the assertions direct financial aid imposes a significant burden on public funds, which could be better allocated to preventive measures and continuously providing financial support to individuals affected by gambling can strain public resources. Instead, these funds could be invested in preventive measures such as educations on responsible gambling, robust regulations of the gambling industry, and support services aimed at recovery and rehabilitations because the research highlights that the importance of preventive measures in reducing the incidence of gambling addictions and its associated harms. Education and regulations can play a crucial role in preventing individuals from falling into the trap of gambling addictions in the first place by research of the lived experience of financial harm from gambling in Australia. And financial help from the government can create continuous reliance on financial handouts, which discourage individuals from finding sustainable solution to their financial problems. There's also a possibility on misuse of funds for purposes of other than addressing gambling addictions. In addition, the process of distributing financial aid can costly and inefficient, reducing the overall impact. And the last, While financial hardship is a significant consequence of online gambling, it's essential to recognize the broader societal cause, including crime and mental health issue. That's from me. Thank you. Back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, and the next is the third speaker of affirmative team. Okay, we're waiting for the timer. Okay, next, the third speaker of affirmative team. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay, thank you, moderator, and also honorable adjudicator. I would like
Wait,
to highlight. Oh, excuse me.
the timer is not set yet. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, okay, it's good.
Okay, maybe we can start from the beginning. It's already, okay, your time begins you speaking.
Okay, thank you, moderator, and also honorable adjudicator. From the house of the affirmative, I'd like to counter the first speaker of the negative house, which is the victim is not only the gambler themselves, but also the gambler's family. They can provide financial need for the whole family. Example, in one family, is a head of the family was involved in online gambling, thus spending money from the entire family, which is result of the money for school fees, money for the needs has been running out. So the family could live like a decent life because the money that should have been used for necessity was used up for gambling. So the provision of assistance is intended to help the families of the gambler who have to run out the money so they can live decent life and not experience the financial difficulties. And we also know there is a recently issue like being a husband and wife that are also police that is his husband playing gambler and then his wife burned him. So this is many issue. There's social issue that we are concerned about it. Okay. And the second, the first speaker of the negative house said there is a survey on Australia, but I think it's not apple and apple because in Australia gambling is about it's illegal in Indonesia and it's illegal. So also the second, the financial of the Australian people is different from Indonesia. We know that is poor people in Indonesia playing online gaming becoming poorer and poorer and poorer again. So it's not going to apple compared to that. Okay. And the third, online gambling is not a personal choice. Okay. The effect is also gonna drag us into the social issue. That's why the government was here. Okay. The government was provide the solution that can help the Indonesian people. It's not getting poor anymore. So I will continue to the second speaker. That is based on Constitution of 30 number 2011. By giving the victim financial support, could motivate them to become the better individual. And also, we could gaining insight from the experience of the victim is valuable of crafting effective policy and preventive strategy. And also, according to the President Joko Widodo, as a secretary YouTube channel broadcast on Wednesday, 12/6/2024, claims that more than 20.1 million online gaming platform has been closed. Okay, that show the government have committed to exterminate the online gambling issue from the roots. So the government is not only financial support to online gamblers, but also so strict regulation about online gaming. And the third, this is the last, the mitigation plan from abusing social assistance of the government that do controlling the facility has been given based on. Okay, time is not.
Sir,
Thank you.
your time's up.
Yes, thank you.
And the next is the third speaker of negative team. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honorable adjudicators and fellow debaters. The affirmative side has argued that financial assistance from government is essential to support those who are affected by online gambling. However, their approach fails to consider the long-term consequences and the effectiveness of such aid. As our team's name is Sustainability Squad, we firmly believe that such aid is neither necessary nor beneficial. We offer more sustainable solutions such as comprehensive support to services and preventive measures, since financial assistance can enable continue problematic behavior and impose a significant burden on our government budget. Our government budget are finite and should be allocated in areas that benefit whole society, such as healthcare, education, and infrastructure. According to Indonesian Ministry of Finance, the national budget deficit for 2024 is projected to be around 500 to 600 trillion. Diverting funds to support victims of online gambling means less money is available for these essential services. Many other groups in society are in dire need of financial support, including the elderly, disabled people, and low-income families. According to the Central Bureau of Statistics or BPS, the poverty rate in Indonesia was 9.45% in 20 and 23. It is unfair to prioritize gamblers over those who are more vulnerable population who may have no control over their circumstances. Financial aid provides only temporary relief and does not address the root cause of gambling addiction. According to Indonesian Psychiatric Association, effective addiction treatment should address various aspects of individual life, including psychological, social, and legal issues. A more effective approach will be to invest in education about the dangers of gambling and, of course, financial literacy. Stricter regulation of gambling platform, because in our country gambling is illegal, and robust support system for addiction treatment. Instead of financial aid, the government should focus on funding comprehensive rehabilitation program, support service that help individuals recover from gambling addiction and rebuild their life in sustainable manner. Studies have shown that cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT can be effective in treating gambling addiction, with a significant number of individuals achieving long-term recovery. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, now we're entering the conclusion part. The first team that delivered their conclusion or replies goes to the negative house and reply to by the affirmative house. The negative house, you shall be ready. Your time begins once you start speaking.
Okay. Thank you, moderator. Good night, everyone, and honor educators and fellow debaters. As we come to the end of this crucial debate on whether the government should provide financial aid to victims of online gambling, it is important to reflect on the key points that have been discussed. So first, we must emphasize the importance of personal responsibility. Online gambling is a conscious made by individuals who are generally aware of the risk involved. By providing financial aid to those who have chosen to gamble, we risk undermining the principle of personal accountability. This sets a dangerous precedent, suggesting that individuals can engage in risky behavior without facing the consequences. Second, our government faces a budget deficit. As my third speaker said that, and limited resources must be prioritized for essential services like healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Diverting funds to gambler is unjust, especially when compared to the needs of vulnerable populations like the elderly, disabled, and the unfortunate. Third, it's ineffective. Financial aid is a mere band-aid, not a cure. Financial aid is a temporary solution that does not solve the root of gambling addiction. A more sustainable and effective approach would involve investing in preventive measures, such as education about the dangers of gambling, stricter regulations on gambling platforms, and robust support system for addiction treatments. Rehabilitation programs also, particularly those that include cognitive behavior therapy, have shown significant success in helping individuals achieve long-term recovery. Lastly, we must consider the moral hazard. The moral hazard. Offering financial aid to gambling victims create a moral hazard where individuals might be encouraged to engage in gambling, believing they will be financially rescued if things go wrong. This undermines the principle of personal accountability and promotes reckless behavior. Instead, we should aim to foster a culture of responsibility and informed decision-making where individuals understand the potential consequences of their actions and make choices accordingly.
Okay, thank you. Your time's up. Then the affirmative house, your time begins once you start speaking.
Thank you. Well, online gambling is a complex social problem. There are many factors that affecting people to do online gambling, such as poverty and low level of economic education. The victims of online gambling are not only perpetrators, but also the other family members such as children and wives. Government provide protection for online gambling victims with social assistance because government unable to prevent poverty and give a proper economic education from the beginning. So this is how government to first for the utility. Government provides social protection, social security, and social empowerment, social rehabilitation, you name it. Social assistance can be used to fund rehabilitation program to help online gamblers, overcome their addiction. Other than that, social assistance can be used for helping online gambler children to pay their school fee or maybe another needs. The government aid, whether it's financial support or health support, in this mean ad receiver in BPJS Kesehatan, so giving a better life quality. Giving a strict and robust regulation can diminish the effect of gambling for a middle to low income sector that thus can improve the overall victim life quality. Based on Minister of Home Affairs Regulation number 77 of 2020, social assistance providers are work unit in ministries or institution in the central government and or regional work unit who doing duties and function are implementing on poverty reduction programs such as protection, security, empowerment, rehabilitation, and basic service. So government doing it the best it could to protect their citizen. Thank you.
Okay, your time's up, sir. Okay, so the debate session is over. Thank you for both teams. It was very intense. Everyone did well to deliver your opinion and data, and each of you used the time well. Once again, we apologize for the technical problems that occurred, and now it's time to let our adjudicators have a breakout room session to discuss this debate session, and we will come back in a few minutes. To the speakers, you may get a toilet break, but remember to stand still until the session is officially done. Okay, we're back. To the two members, are you ready for the announcement and also the feedback from our adjudicator? Okay, welcome back our adjudicators. It's been a tough decision for our adjudicators, but this is a competition and we need to decide which team deserves to go to the next round. So we would like to invite Mr. Hendra to deliver the comment. Time and media is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Vika. Maybe I just give applause for both of the team. So it's the hot topic today. I think we know from the media that since our coordinating minister for human development and culture, Mr. Muhajir Effendi, that state the ministry has been offering considerable advocacy to online gambling victims, and this issue will rise. So I think this is still a hot topic, and this is why we discuss it today. And just a little bit, I want to give some issue that why this is according to the global social protection. They have three pillars, and the first pillar about social assistance, and the other level 2 is social insurance, and 3 private insurance. That's why the social assistance still became a hot topic for debate, according to the Mr. Muhajir Effendi that announced before. So from that issue, my comment, you have both of team have the good debate for the affirmative according to the survey that you said, gambling and poverty, about the country obligation and about the decent life. I think that's a point that we already want to raise on this discussion. And from the negative side also, You said about the strongly rejected about the effectivity for this policy maybe, or the government system not supported, and the government budget, and so on and so on. So from my opinion, and this discussion is so hot, yeah. And from later, Miss Dena will announce the winner. But for me, maybe I will choose who will be the best speaker from me as an educator, and the best speaker for me from the negative house, the first speaker. But for the winner, that Miss Dena will announce it. Maybe that's from me. I'll give it back to moderator, Miss Vika.
Okay, thank you, sir. The next feedback is from Miss Mardiana. Are you already with us, ma'am?
Yeah. I already
Okay.
guys. I'm so sorry due to my condition. It's the train. I guess I can't give comment with on camera. But anyway, congrats for all of the team who already play the games tonight. First, I want to say thank you very much for the both of teams for the insightful presentation tonight. We have just witnessed a hit debate, yeah, and I would like to give you a big applause for it. Actually, both of teams made some valid points and with relevant examples and some statistics. However, I guess both of you also face some challenge and criticism from your opponents. So I'd like if you bring the statistic and facts more to the table. And I would like to remind you that each team consists of 3 speakers, and all of the speakers have the specific roles. So I hope in the next future, both of teams can really play the roles very well. When you define the topic, do it clearly, and also when you rebut all the remaining points of the other side and summarize their case, you should make it clear and sharp. In my opinion, from what you show us tonight, we didn't see the detail of urgency from your statement here. You should share more details when you make statement or propose something. I guess all of adjudicator agree that the topic tonight is common topic, so you should absolutely can reach many data, many statistic or information to deliver your best arguments. But it's okay. Overall, the conclusions was very well delivered. And the most important thing is this is not reading competition where we value the fluency of your speaking skills. But more than that, we want you to pour your opinion, your authentic idea, reasoning, or consideration from the topic we discussed today. I guess that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. And the next is the last adjudicator is from Ms. Dena, and to also announce our winner for today's session. And the media is your, ma'am.
Thank you, Vika. Good night, everyone. Okay, this is actually a hard topic for affirmative house. However, affirmative house, you have the privilege to define and limit the motions. So, for example, you should define in your first speakers, what are we going to debate about? What kind of financial aid that needs to be given to online victims, online gambling victims? For example, would it be cash assistance like BLT, or would it be given just once every month, or once in for a lifetime? And you also should define what kind of victims, who is eligible for this financial aid. Is it which victims? Is it the gambler or the family of the gamblers? So once you define and limit the motions, then you could build your case based on the limitations set by the affirmative house. Your second speaker mentioned about the victims, that families and children, but it should have been stated by the first speaker, because it will allow even the negative house would have to go by your limitations. Remember, next time you should define and limit clearly at the beginning of the debate. Well, for the negative house, you should notice and notify, not just for negative house, for all the houses, for all the speakers. You should notice which part did your opponents didn't do well, which arguments didn't receive counter arguments. You notice, and you have to notify the judges, because then the judges would say, okay, so this team knows the strengths and their strengths and the weaknesses of their opponent. So you should have clarified this, especially for both third speakers. You have to listen and respond. I have to say this over and over again, because third speaker's main job is to listen and to respond, to listen, to notice which part of the argument that needs to be counter argument, which weak argument should be notified to the adjudicators. And also, you have to be firm in your proposal as well. Just this motion should have like our Prabowo's makan siang gratis, because then Prabowo limited those makan siang gratis to SD only, not for everyone. So in that case, then your opponents would have a hard time in counter-attacking your proposal, because you have to limit these arguments. So next time, you should be firm on your proposal, and most of our motions in this INDC are proposals debate, not philosophical debate whether they should or should not, whether this is right or wrong. All of them are proposal debate, which means that we have to offer something. You have to limit on how to do it. For example, which part of financial aid, what kind of financial aid would be the cash transfer, food vouchers, or etc. Who are eligible for this financial aid, and how long will they be eligible for the financial aid? And a negative house, we have done a really good job in pointing out where the money comes from, because that would be a really good counter argument, because the affirmative house has not given a clear proposal on who is going to fund this financial aid. Would it be APBN examples or syntax from online gamblers, or from where? Just like, but affirmative house, you also give a firm argument that this is equity of access to social assistance. That was really good, because our BLT is given to everyone, regardless of their smokers, pencuri, pencolong. They are all eligible and to social assistance. So that was a really good example. However, tonight has to be only one winner is allowed to go on the next round. And it took a while for the adjudicators to kind of decided who's going to the winner of tonight's debate. But before I announce the winner, I would like to also announce my personal choice of the best speaker of tonight's debate. I choose the second speaker of the affirmative house as the best speaker, because I think the second speaker has successfully built your case and strengthened your first speaker's argument. So it was really good. And next time on the debating, keep doing this because it was really good. So the winner of this debate, is the negative house.
Woo.
So congratulations, Sustainability Squad. You are sustained in this INDC. But debaters Magelang, it was really good. I hope to see you again in the next INDC. And also we offer you to become the next adjudicators as well, because you were really good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, man. Congratulations again to the winning team Sustainability Squad as the the negative house. Okay, also congratulations for our best speaker of the session, and more details will be announced soon on Telegram group. Highly appreciated for the other team that shows us incredible performance. Debaters Magelang, you may not win today, but you have won this competition in our heart. So thank you again, everyone, for joining our today's match. Thank you for our educators, team counselor, and supporters. See you again in the next session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mbak Vika.
Thank
Have a good
you.
stress, everyone.